Thank you kindly for joining us on the I Love CVille Show. My name is Jerry Miller, and today's show is quite busy. We'll talk some highlights of the week to lead the program. I think it's been quite a busy week. We like to focus on news and business and real estate and development and politics, sports. Basically, the 2024 version of your newspaper of yesteryear is the concept of the program. We try to put the various content sections together in a digestible podcast that airs Monday through Friday, 12:30 to 1:30, 12:30 to 1:15, wherever you get your social media or your podcasting content. A couple of programming items that I'd like to highlight. Bo Carrington, the principal of 7 Development, will be in studio on Tuesday. Bo Carrington, also a partner in the Blue Sky Property Management firm. Excited to catch up with Mr. Carrington, a product of the Covenant School, played lacrosse at Duke University, and doing yeoman's work in the area of real estate here in Charlottesville, Albemarle, and in Central Virginia. Wednesday's program, we have the Virginia School Board Alliance in studio. They are excited to let the Commonwealth know what the Virginia School Board Alliance is all about and how they offer an alternative path for counsel and infrastructure and guidance when compared to the Virginia School Board Association, the VSBA, that is certainly, with its messaging of late, seeming to be a bit threatened by this new Virginia School Board Member Alliance, an alternative option. I mean, like anything in life, if there's a new guy that's on the block, a new gal that's on the block, the old guy or the old gal is going to feel bristled or a bit threatened or concerned that they have some competition. That's what's happening here. Today's program, we'll talk about home prices hitting a record high in May. This past month, probably the most unaffordable time to buy real estate in the history of the United States. I want you to think about that. I'll put it in a different way. I'll localize it for you. The month of May, your most unaffordable month to buy real estate, perhaps in the history of Central Virginia. And it's showing no signs of letting up. We'll talk about that on this program. Judah and I want to have this conversation. What does the Charlottesville area need, Judah, that it does not have? We'll offer some ideas and open it up to discussion and your thoughts. The Red Crab Juicy Seafood restaurant has closed down. This was in the old Jason's Deli location, J-Dubs.
Yeah.
Is that the Shoppers World Shopping Center?
I believe that's what they call it.
I think they call it Shoppers World. There's a shoe store over there.
Man,
Carmelo's is over there. Is it Home Goods that's over there now?
Is Carmelo still over there? I guess.
That used to be the old Brazilian spot. Anyway, it's closed down. Word on the street is they got behind on their rent. That's the scuttlebutt I'm hearing. I want to talk about Red Crab Juicy Seafood closing. I mean, you're talking an island pad restaurant,
Yeah.
with tens of thousands of cars driving by every day,
Yeah.
in a convenient location with parking. And it did not last long, despite the fact that it had very little competition in the seafood space.
Yeah.
You're talking significant seafood served for affordable prices, and it did not make it. I want to ask the question, why did it close? And I want to take that topic as a springboard to ask this question to you, the viewer and listener. Which area of Charlottesville or Albemarle County is the most difficult to operate a restaurant? Would you say it's Route 29? Would you say it's downtown Charlottesville? Would you say it's West Main Street? Would you say it's the UVA corner? Would you say it's Zion's Crossroads? Would you say it's Crozet, 29 North? Which area of Central Virginia is the most difficult to operate a restaurant? We'll have that conversation on today's show. And Judah, we'll weave you in now on a 2-shot. And we'll talk about some of the highlights of the week. I was at a networking event yesterday. And at this networking event, the show came up. It was a kind of a business get-together. And the show came up. And folks said they found the show informative. They said they enjoyed the entertainment aspect of the show. A lot of people said, you are where we get our news from. One person highlighted this. Maybe I'm a little too tough on you there, Judah Wickower?
No.
And I need to
I don't believe it.
ease up a little more. And I said I appreciated the feedback, so I thought I'd relay that to you. But overall, the response was quite positive to what we were doing here, including what you provide for the program, which I try not to underestimate and highlight on the program often. Highlights of the week, if you want to get that lower third up. In this week alone, we have done the following. We broke the news about Swannanoa Golf Club going under contract. On this show, hasn't been reported anywhere else. On this show, we talked about the builder, Evergreen, buying 303 Alderman Road and what could happen with a rancher house in the Lewis Mountain neighborhood that was listed for $1 million and closed for $835,000, and what could happen to this project, this house, this site in a very Tony and posh neighborhood. We've had a number of topics that I think that have resonated with the listeners, and I want to ask you, what stood out to you the most as we start today's show?
I think what stood out to me the most is the fact that we've had several restaurants go under. Sadly, a couple of them, well, not necessarily go under. We've seen restaurants having a difficult time recently. Two of them, sadly, due to deaths. But
Jack and Jill's, its founder Zanice passed away.
Yeah.
Mel Walker, its founder, passed away of Mel's Cafe. Lumpkins is closed. Red Crab, Juicy Crab is closed on Route 29.
Yeah.
Number of restaurants for sale. Some we're representing. New restaurants coming to market. Tangerine's Kitchen coming in the Crobies space.
Yeah.
We were part of that deal. Excited for the future of Avon Extended, as a Thai restaurant is coming next to the Food Lion in the old Crobies location.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, just a lot of change, turnover in the restaurant scene. There's an interesting article that's touching on Mel's and what that means for black-owned.
This was in the CVille Weekly.
Restaurants in the area. We've worked with Sean Jenkins. He's a great guy, owner of Soul Food Joint.
He's now moved his restaurant from Market Street, where his landlord was friend of the program, Charlie Kabash, to Rio Road, Sean Jenkins. Aaron King, hello. She knows Sean quite well.
We've seen other black-owned restaurants have their share of limelight. Angelique's Kitchen.
Angelique's Kitchen,
got
food truck
got a
to
great
Dairy
food truck.
Market, closed her stall on Dairy Market.
Yeah.
Now back to the food truck game.
And so, I'm interested in seeing. I'm interested in how the story is gonna go with Mel's Cafe, whether or not they'll find a way to continue that. We have nothing but praise for the black business owners and restaurant owners in Charlottesville, and wish them all continued success.
I want all small businesses to have success.
Yeah, definitely.
Every single one to have success.
Yeah.
Black-owned businesses, white-owned businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses, Asian-owned businesses, Thai-owned businesses, Filipino-owned businesses. I want them all to have success.
100%.
Whether it's a food truck, a brick and mortar, whether it's catering, whether it's delivery, I want them all to have success.
Mm-hmm.
It's no secret we've seen a lot of closures.
Yeah.
Red Crab, Juicy Seafood, another one.
Yeah. And it's a shame with Red Crab. I mean, there are very few seafood places in Charlottesville.
And my favorite is Public Fish and Oyster. Daniel Kaufman, the owner.
Public is great.
Watches the program often.
Unfortunately, every time I usually will go get lunch with my parents after church, and every time I think, oh, let's go get seafood at Public, I'm reminded that they don't open till 4.
And maybe that's done strategically.
I'm not saying that good or bad or anything in particular. It's just a shame that I've never been able to take my parents there.
Perfect way to change the headline to the next lower third. This leads us to what's the toughest area to operate a restaurant in town? This one's tough to answer. Mm-hmm. During COVID, many would make an argument that it might have been downtown Charlottesville. Because the takeout and delivery in downtown Charlottesville made things extremely difficult. Downtown is rebounding, and it's rebounding mightily. Is it back to where it was in 2019 before the pandemic?
Definitely
Absolutely not. It's not back to where it was. But I'm going to ask you right now, the most difficult spot, in your opinion, to run a restaurant in the Central Virginia or Charlottesville area?
How about the Shadwell's space?
Ooh, that's a good one. Massive space. Was a steakhouse, was Shadwell's.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty tough.
Is that place even visible from the road anymore?
I'd say it's visible. I've heard the hotel has influence of what it would be.
Huh.
And what kind of theme or what kind of motif it could be, that hotel that's next to Shadwell's.
Mm.
Why is the answer not the Route 29 corridor?
The Route 29 corridor. I mean, you've got places like Outback Crack House and
Outback Crack House. It's a joke with the bloomin' onion. The bloomin' onion's pretty damn good.
Oh, speaking of Outback Steakhouse, I don't know if anybody's been there recently. We went there for Father's Day because my dad really wanted the steak.
Nice.
And they have a plum tree that was in full bloom when I went there. Got 20 small-sized plums. Delicious.
You took the plums from Outback's plum tree?
Well, what do you think they're doing with them?
Or are they offering them to their customers?
There's just a tree.
Go to the Market Street Cam.
Oh, come on.
Mayor Lloyd Snook walking by. Oh, Councilor Lloyd Snook. Did you catch him?
Oh, yep. I got him walking a few feet.
Councilor Lloyd Snook. How about the UVA corner is the most difficult spot to operate a restaurant?
What do you think?
How about West Main?
I mean, there's no way
the most difficult spot to operate a restaurant.
There's no way UVA corner, because that's got all of UVA, maybe in the summer, but what was the next one?
I mean, the UVA corner, you lose your base in December, you lose your base in June, in July, and half of August.
I mean, you're
talking 3 months and change a year. You've seen a lot of turnover there.
But that's got to be a part of your
your business model.
Yeah.
Yeah, not having the traffic. 100% agree with you there.
And there are places that have thrived there.
Then why did Red Crab close? This is what you said before the show. There's not a lot of competition in seafood. They're doing it priced affordably. They have tens of thousands of cars drive by. They have fantastic road frontage and signage. They're an island pad. It's a highly trafficked shopping center. I believe the Home Goods also there. Why did that close?
I think
I've never been.
I think there's a little bit of snobbery in our area about.
I know where you're going with this.
About non-local, despite the fact that
I don't think it's snobbery. I think it's a commitment to locally own.
That's kind of fair, but most places are in some way locally owned or at least operated.
That's fair. That's a good response from you.
Red Lobster. My dad loved Red Lobster. He still wants to go to Red Lobster, and I have to continually remind him.
For the seafood lover in you?
Red Lobster is closed, Dad.
The cheesy biscuits for Papa Wickhauer?
Yeah. The Admiral's Feast.
Take them to Public.
I can't. They're not open till 4.
Go at 4 o'clock.
Because church ends at noon. We're not hanging out for 4 hours just to go to Public.
Philip Dow, welcome to the broadcast. Vanessa Parkhill, the Queen of Earlysville, her photo on screen says the Shadwell space would make a great brewery sports bar space, right? Absolutely. Brewery sports bar, absolutely. I'm curious if we're at the point, though, of saturation with the beer scene, though. I've highlighted that. Yeah. Although I will say Selvage on Ivy Road is continuously packed. Continuously packed. And I will also add that in that Pantops side of town, the Pantops Keswick side of town, that there is a significant lack or dearth of options.
On Pantops?
Hell yeah. You go past Pantops Mountain, up Pantops towards Keswick, you got nothing.
Oh yeah. Once you get to the top
Even
of the
on
hill,
Pantops, what do you got?
I mean, you got Tip Top, which is great. You've
Okay,
got
that's a diner. Yeah, that one's fantastic.
You've got Guadalajara,
Guadalajara's amazing.
They're
You got
good.
Lazy Parrot,
Lazy Parrot,
Mi Casita.
Mi Casita.
That place is great.
You've got
Applebee's.
There's an Applebee's.
It's an Applebee's up there.
Oh, up at the top, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't be going there.
I haven't been to that place in like over a decade. You've got all the food trucks down at the bottom of the hill.
I wouldn't say that's Pantops.
You wouldn't say that's Pantops?
Okay.
I call that the bottom of Pantops.
The base of Pantops by Freebridge, the Cosner Brothers lot.
I mean, you could toss a stone from
That's
there.
the city there.
to
That's not the county
Mi
anymore.
Casita. Okay. I'm not sure how that matters, but let's
The
see.
pizza place in the Giant Shopping Center closed. Was a Christian's Pizza, was a Lilo's, then it was a DIY pizza. They can't get traction there.
Yeah. There's also
There's an Asian buffet that has some sushi food at the base of Pantops, kind of at the Lazy Parrot Shopping Center.
Yeah. Oh, you're
She-
talking about East Garden?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not bad.
that place is good.
Buffet.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not
It is what it is.
5-star, but
No, it's what it is.
But it's a buffet, yeah.
It's what it is. Our point is this. In the last week, you've seen Lumpkins close. Looks like Mel's is closing.
Yeah.
Jack and Jill's, I think, has the best chance of staying open because of his daughter.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ratted Crab, Juicy Seafood close. The last month alone, Knight Brothers is for sale. We've seen Uma's for sale.
Yeah.
I actually have a running list here. I'm going to cue it up. Shrimp Shack is for sale.
Yeah. Isn't it Scrimp Shack?
Scrimp Shack, yes, Scrimp Shack, sorry. Knight Brothers. Himalayan Fusion. Kuma on Elliewood. Athens Grill. And a couple others that I can't say right now because of NDAs.
Where's Athens Grill?
That's what, on the corner?
Is it? Okay.
Philip Dell says a good after-church restaurant I find is Sam's Restaurant by Woodbrook. You should take your dad there, Judah.
Sam's Restaurant by Woodbrook.
By the Coors Brothers. You can find it later.
Which Coors Brothers?
By Woodbrook, the Woodbrook Shopping Center.
Okay.
That's kind of on Route 29.
All right.
Across from Chick-fil-A and the Lowe's.
I got you, yeah. Sam's. Huh. I'll take a look.
Diner, Greasy Spoon.
Okay.
Good spot. Locally owned. What do you say is the most difficult spot as we're staying focused in this conversation?
I mean, I still like my first take.
Yeah, but you got to say, I'm talking a geographical territory.
Geographical territory. I would say, yeah, I guess further out on 29. Once you get past, once you get away from the hydraulic to barracks area, which would include, like the Outback Steakhouse, Plaza Azteca section. I think once you start getting past there, people just aren't on the road to find a place to eat. They're either
Riverside's had success there. Martin's had success there.
Riverside but that's
Riverside North.
that's way out there. I'm not.
That far out there.
I mean, I don't even think of it as 29 North. I think of it as the airport area.
I'd say that's 29 North.
I mean, it is, but when I say 29, I don't tend to think of like all the way out by the airport. It's a separate section.
This comes in from John, Mr. John Blair. A couple of points. First, the Red Crab location had rumors on Reddit of having some adult activities. I can confirm there were adult activities there. I've never been there myself.
You can confirm the rumors, or you can confirm the activity.
I know I know from someone that was there that they had some. The scuttlebutt is late night strippering
Could be worse.
going on at Rec. And he says that can't help. Second, he says, I think the toughest spot to operate a restaurant in CVille is Fashion Square Mall. That might be your winner right there.
Yeah.
Fashion Square Mall might be your winner. I'd say that's a geographical territory. Here are some of the spots that I would consider. I'd say you have to start asking yourself about the UVA corner because of the rents that are being asked on the corner. This year alone, you have seen on the UVA corner Annie McClure sell the Biltmore.
Yeah.
And then the Biltmore rebranded as Ellie's Country Club, I think is what it's being rebranded. And he sold it to his longtime manager. You have seen this year alone Kuma, the Japanese restaurant, the landlord of that restaurant, friend of the program, Chris Kabash. That's been for sale for a while. You have seen Coupe de Ville's inconsistent with its hours of operation.
Yeah.
You have seen Chipotle, a chain, hit the corner. You've seen Little John's reopen again to, for the most part, positive praise, but also folks pushing back on its prices to the point where they had to lower those prices after opening.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Michael's Bistro reopen above Little John's.
Yeah.
You're talking maybe the most expensive rent district in the city, not named Barracks Road Shopping Center. Barracks Road, I would not put on the short list despite its overhead because it's got significant traffic there.
Yeah.
West Main Street, you've had pretty much consistent success on West Main Street.
Mm.
Curious to see what happens with Black Cow Chop House. Everything I can tell, that steakhouse owned by Daniel Kaufman's doing extremely well.
Nice.
His public is doing extremely well. Continental Divide's done extremely well.
Mm-hmm. I've been to
Tavern and Grocery's been around for a while.
Barco,
The Mexican restaurant?
Morisco's. What is that place called? I've been there a couple times recently. Went there. In fact, I went there with my dad when my mom was out of town. We were looking for some seafood, and they have an amazing seafood soup, and they seem to do pretty good. They seem to be doing pretty good business on Sundays.
Is that when you're primarily going out?
I mean, my parents are always always want a place to go have lunch after church. So, yeah, I don't. I don't spend a whole lot of money going out.
Philip says 29 because of the traffic, he would say, is the most difficult. I mean, it's got to be on there. You look at massive turnover on 29 with those eateries.
Yeah.
We'll follow it closely. I've said on the program that more will be closing or selling in the very near future, and we'll follow it very closely here on the I Love CVille show. You wanted to cover this topic. We both wanted to cover this topic, and I think you had a great suggestion as you put the area that it does not have that it needs to have lower third on screen. Mm. Where do you want to begin with that? Do you want to say the walkability?
I mean, that's the big thing for me about what Charlottesville's missing.
You're a single guy with a dog. I understand why walkability is important.
I mean, even if I wasn't a single guy with a dog, one of the things that I've enjoyed about a lot of the places that I've lived is walkability, and Charlottesville is just sadly lacking. I mean, there are some great areas in Charlottesville, but they're all separated from each other. Even, you could say that West Main is walkable, but
West Main, I would say, is walkable. I'd say West Main, downtown, UVA corner, that whole stretch is walkable.
Yeah, technically speaking.
Why do you say technically speaking?
Because, yeah, it's a sidewalk. It's walkable, but while I see some people, coming down West Main and, crossing that, crossing Ridge, McIntyre to get to the downtown mall. Is that a major thoroughfare of walking? I just don't see it. I feel like I was talking to someone recently, and I thought, they could do so much to make this area, really come alive. And one of those things would be having like a free trolley.
They have a free trolley. There is a free trolley.
And great parking, like right in the middle of all this.
They have that. The parking can improve, but there is a trolley that navigates West Main Street that is free, that you can ride. I've been taking the free trolley for 25 years.
Okay.
I haven't been on it in a long time, but I remember many times hopping on the trolley as a first year at UVA. Me and my buddy Dave, Tall Tom, Shannon, hopping on the trolley, going to the Chevron across the street from the tennis courts, the Snyder tennis courts, going in there, buying cases of Natural Light, hopping back on the trolley, going back to our dorms. The trolley still exists.
Yeah, but how many people, how well advertised is it? Like, when you come to Charlottesville, how well...
It's a trolley that goes down the road that has it.
Yeah, but how many people know that's free?
Okay.
How many spots are there? What if they did something with the bus stops, since we have execrable bus stops? What if we did more with the bus stops with
the canopy?
Cover.
That's a must. We have to have that.
A map of where things are.
Digital map.
A map that shows where the trolley goes. Pick up the trolley.
That's not a bad idea.
And see Charlottesville.
That's a great idea.
And where is the trolley going to take you?
The trolley has, I will give you this, the trolley has limited route or reach.
You've got places, you've got these hidden gems like Belmont, which are essentially invisible. Unless you know it's there, how are you ever going to find that spot? And
You're talking downtown Belmont?
Yeah, it's a great little spot with some great restaurants.
Fantastic restaurants, some of the best.
But
maybe you would say the best spot to run restaurants is downtown Belmont.
Yeah, but if you look at that, if you look in that direction from the downtown mall, all you see are
houses, a neighborhood,
some houses,
the bridge,
the pie place. There's not really anything to say, hey, let's go check out what's over there. I just feel like there's so much that Charlottesville could do to make this town exciting.
So are you doing that more for tourists than locals?
Why not both?
Well, I feel like locals know what's in downtown Belmont.
What is it? ¿Por qué no los dos? Why not both? What?
Locals know downtown Belmont.
Yeah. But again, it's not while you can walk there, it's never exactly been walker friendly.
All right, I'll give you that. Making the accessibility or the connectivity between the UVA corner and, say, downtown Belmont a greater priority or more approachable. That's a great call. And Natalie Oshrin, the city councilor, and the urbanist policy group, Livable CVille, have championed bike lanes and walkability for a long period of time. And I'm with you, that needs to improve. I'm with them, that needs to improve big time.
She's also there's an article that I saw, I think it might be written by Michael Payne, but I think it's on her website. I'm interested in reading it, but I haven't looked into it enough. But it talks about something that I've been reading about recently, which is the missing middle. And that encompasses places like Belmont.
Keith talks about the missing middle often on Real Talk.
That encompasses places like Belmont that are a mix of houses and shops and.
Hard to say that many of these Belmont homes, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 and up, are quantify as missing middle.
All housing is like that now, but the point is less about the prices of the house and more about the walkability, just being able to step out of your house and not 100% absolutely have to get into your car to go anywhere of note. anyways, like I said, I haven't read the article yet. I'm curious what it gets into. Just thought I'd bring it up.
And you're talking about housing, a great segue to home prices hit record high in May for a lower third. This, according to the National Association of Realtors, this is national data. The demand continues to push prices higher. In May, we saw the most expensive month ever for housing, according to the National Association of Realtors. The median price of an existing home sold in May was $419,300. This is a national number, not Central Virginia.
Yeah.
This is a record high price, according to NAR's recordings, and up 6% year over year. This was the strongest gain year over year since October 2022, and prices gained in every single region. We can make this comment with confidence and conviction. May, the most expensive month to buy a house in American history and Central Virginia history. And it's not looking like it's going to cool anytime soon.
No.
Where do you want to go with this one?
I mean, this is far more in the wheelhouse of those of you who are on Real Talk this morning. I mean, I don't really know what to say about it. It's a problem, but I don't know that nobody's come up with a solution for it. I think most people that own homes are happy to have their paper value go up. You don't think so?
I mean, yes and no. I'm not disputing what you're saying. You're also paying more taxes.
Yeah, paying more tax. Definitely, that's true.
You're not really enjoying it's just, like you just said, it's paper money.
Yeah.
It's
on paper unless you're refinancing
we're looking to sell.
And pulling out some of those paper gains, then yeah, it's probably more of an onus than a bonus.
I think you're going to see it continue. You're going to see it. That was very nice right there, by the way.
Thank you.
He chuckled at his own joke over there. I appreciate it.
Just came to me. It was good.
That was good. It's gonna continue. The trend is going to continue.
Yeah.
The trend is going to continue. We've talked about this on Real Talk. You're going to see rates potentially drop, more buyers get in, more competing offers, more multiple offer scenarios, more escalators, more contingency waivers. It's going to continue. And this time next year, I wouldn't be surprised if you see another 6% year-over-year increase, if not more, in particular because we know the population is going to increase.
Yeah, and I know we've been lucky in this area to not have a whole lot of institutional...
Well, you heard Woody Fitcham on Real Talk. He's doing a boatload of work for outside investors that are scooping up real estate, just holding it and doing long-term rentals.
Yeah. He
said that's a phenomenon that he's seeing more and more of now.
Oh, I'm sure. But we have been lucky so far in that hasn't been a majority. I won't say a majority or whatever, but I think there are other parts of the country that have seen far more of that than we have, which has been nice.
John highlights, Mr. Blair highlights that, yes, you are correct, that folks need to be able to find what's happening in downtown Belmont a little bit easier. If you're living in Belmont, you probably don't want that. Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night, it's nuts over there with vehicles, with many just blocking driveways, patrons of these restaurants with their vehicles.
Oh, I'm sure.
Vanessa says Black Cow Chop House, fellas, is A+++++.
Nice.
The most unaffordable month. Maybe that's accurate, but maybe I use a different phrase. The most expensive month in Central Virginia history to buy a house, May 2024.
So far.
Right? Great caveat. Philip says, here's a good topic for you boys. Where's a good affordable place to live in Charlottesville? I can't think of a single one.
I mean, I can't.
In Charlottesville? I mean, if he's talking about in Charlottesville, what's the most affordable neighborhood in Charlottesville right now? 10th and Page?
That would maybe be my guess.
Parts of Fifeville?
Yeah.
Parts of Star Hill? behind George Washington Park, around the George Washington Park.
But even then, those are going up as well.
I mean, would you say those are the spots though?
Yeah, I guess in
It's not Lewis Mountain where $1 million rancher just closed for $835,000.
I mean, it's all about contrast, right?
Contracts? You're talking about demand?
No. I mean contrast. Like
Contrast. Sorry.
something is if you find the cheapest place in Charlottesville, that's obviously more affordable than someplace like Rugby Road, but that doesn't mean it's affordable. It just means that it's more affordable than the most expensive places.
He did ask the most affordable place in Charlottesville, though.
That's
But
right.
I see what you're saying. It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
Perspective for Charlottesville is different than perspective for the Valley or Central Virginia. The most affordable spot probably in Central Virginia is Buckingham County right now. And the secret is out when it comes to Buckingham. That's pretty clear. Two other things I want to highlight here, both positive. Jerry Ratcliffe of the Jerry and Jerry Show and the namesake of JerryRatcliffe.com highlights this story about the UVA tennis players. 2 Virginia tennis players in the Olympics. UVA alums in the Olympics, named to the U.S. Olympic team. This is a fantastic story. Danielle Collins and Emma Navarro have been selected to represent the United States of America at the Paris 2024 Olympic tennis event. It was announced yesterday.
And I believe these are the first UVA tennis stars to join the Olympics.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Collins and Navarro are the first players in program history, you are right, Judah, named to an Olympic team. Both players have previously represented the United States at the Billie Jean King Cup.
Nice.
2 UVA tennis players in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
UVA swimmers in the Olympics.
Yep.
I believe they have track and field athletes in the Olympics.
It's awesome.
Sam Hauser just won an NBA championship with the Boston Celtics. The UVA athletic news of late has been incredibly positive. Carla Williams signing Tony Bennett and Brian O'Connor to contract extensions.
Yeah.
The baseball team makes to Omaha. I mean, it's been very positive. The lacrosse team falls short of the national championship, but still makes it there. It's been a hell of a month and change for Virginia athletics.
No doubt.
All the best to world number 1, Danielle Collins, and world number 17, Emma Navarro. The women's team includes Coco Gauff, Jessica Pegula, Danielle Collins, Emmy Navarro, and Desiree Krasik from a doubles standpoint. All right, we'll close with this. I'm excited for next week. Mark your calendars. Tuesday, Bo Carrington is in the house, the developer, the principal of 7 Development. He's also a partner with the Blue Sky Property Management firm. We'll chat with Mr. Carrington on this program. I'm very excited to just pick his brain of what it's like to be in his world in a friendly interview setting. And then on Wednesday, Judah's helped line up this interview. They reached out to us. We have the Virginia School Board Member Alliance looking to tell the Commonwealth their story on why they're an organization public schools and school boards should partner with. Very interesting shows lined up already. Thank you, Kylie, for joining us on the show. You did excellent. The Friday edition of the I Love CVille Show. For Judah Wickower, my name is Jerry Miller. So long.